today I want to discuss social media. So, when I was growing up, social media I feel like was just kind of sort of starting to emerge. It was starting to hit the scene. When I was in, I want to say, I remember as far back being like 10, maybe 9, 10 years old, and people were in chat rooms. So it was like a lot of online chat rooms where people just had like their little chat room names and everything was done by chat. Like nobody ever, it was never a face to the person chatting. It was just their like screen name and text. That was it. So it was chat rooms. I was personally never in a chat room, but I had like older cousins that were in chat rooms, so I would know about the websites. And they literally would just it would just be like it's you chatting, like you just texting people, like that was kind of it. You really weren't doing nothing else. I really don't know if people was. I'm pretty sure people were exchanging numbers and furthermore meeting up and all of that. But from as far back as what I can remember, it started with chat rooms. Then when I got into like, I want to say, what is it like middle school? That's when like MySpace and I believe Black Planet that started to kind of come about. I personally have never had a Black Planet page. I did have a MySpace page, but I just felt like MySpace was so complicated when it came to customizing your page. And I just didn't like the layout and just the setup of everything. And it was just super confusing to me. So I had a page, but I was never really on it. But what I was on was Bebo. Bebo was my shit. Like, I used to customize, I used to make my own custom skins. I even had like a little hustle back in middle school, high school, where I would charge people like $1 or $2 or something like that to make them a custom skin. And Bebo was it. Like, as Bebo started to like really grow and evolve, like you had like a top, I think it was like your top 20 or top 15, top 10, and then you started being able to like customize how many in your top friends, like your top friends is what it was. It was like called your top 20, top 10, whatever. And you was just like, if you was somebody top 10, baby, you was it. And if somebody didn't have you in their top 10, top 5, whatever the case may be, and you feel like y'all was close, baby, it was a problem because why am I not in your top? What are you doing? Or they had what they call your other half. Typically, that was like kind of like your relationship, like the person you were in a relationship with. So if you had like a little boyfriend, now sometimes people put either like their best friends as their other half. I only saw females do this. I don't know about males, but I only saw females do that. They would put their best friend as their other half, or some people would have like two different Bebo pages. Like if they like maxed out the amount of friends they had on one page, some of them would dead ass make a separate Bebo page and they would make that other Bebo page be their other half or be like their backup account. Then you had hearts. Um People, I think they gave you 3 hearts a day where you could like give somebody a heart. And at the time I was in a relationship, and if my boyfriend didn't give me all his hearts for the day, boy, what is you doing? We finna break up, because no, give me all your hearts. So that became a big thing, I think, once we started to hit towards the end of Bebo. And then I think they had like a whole bunch of like gadgets and widgets and stuff that you could put on your page. And I think it was called Pick Monkey or something like that was real big, where people were like doing the black and white photos, or like the I can't think of these like filters, like the really beginning filters. I know for sure black and white was hot, or is it sepia, or oh my god, I know how to spell it. I just don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. It gave it your pictures almost like this brownish, like beige, like undertone. But people were mostly doing that, or em- emojis, or what we call emoticons, or like stuff like that, like putting like the little wink faces using like your keyboard, not the actual like emoji, like faces that we have now, but just like put in the like semicolon in a parentheses wink face, stuff like that. Like it was that old. And I just remember back then it was weird because back then, you took pictures on your phone. We didn't have the front facing camera. We had like we would have to take pictures. People would take pictures like in the mirror. You go to the mall, you take pictures at the mall in the mall mirror. Them bathroom selfies, I'm not a selfie, but them bathroom pics was everything. I used to remember girls like used to sit and put like they butt up on the sink or something to make their butt look bigger. It was oh my god, it was a time to be alive for real. And back then, like I said, we didn't have like the Snapchat, the filters and stuff that smooth your skin, hide your blemishes and all that. It was like raw, natural face. Like back then, the most a girl would wear, at least the my peers and stuff, the most I would see them wear would be like mascara, eyeliner, maybe eyeshadow. When I was growing up, we wasn't 14, 15, 16 years old walking around with a full blown face of makeup. We weren't beating our face, slaying our face, and all of that every single day. The most, like I said, girls would do would be lip gloss, mascara, eyeliner, eyeshadow maybe, and that was it. You really only seen girls get done up if it was like a special occasion, like homecoming. Mostly, not even homecoming, mostly like prom, like big things like that, like prom, graduation, military ball, or something like that. Not just like everyday slay. These little 14, some of these like little 13, 14-year-old girls, baby, they get up, they, hair be laid to the guy, face be beat, and it be just like, that's too much. Like, you got your whole life to do that, but whatever. Like, these kids be looking older than me now. But Bebo was just, it was everything. Like, I be just thinking, like, man, we were vlogging before vlogging was a thing. I mean, vlogging has always been a thing, but it was never called, as far as I knew, it was never called vlogging. Because my family used to vlog when we used to have old home videos from, old home videos from the 90s. Because clearly I wasn't around before the 90s. So my family has home videos where they literally walked around with the big video recorder all day. I'm talking about from sun up to sundown. It was just recording just whatever we was doing that day. And then of course birthday parties and like Christmas, holidays and stuff like that. But it was just some days it would just be random just videos. And that was vlogging. Like, it was crazy. And the fact that nowadays people have turned that into a career. Like, social media, it's crazy how it started off as something fun and just like something like, I don't know, like it just started off just fun and just where you could just go and just be yourself and personalize things to your liking and really just kind of have people like just show all your interests and everything. And now people like literally it's like a business. Like it's a job for some people. It can be very lucrative. Like you can get sponsorships and brand deals and all of this by simply just doing what a lot of us grew up doing for fun. Like, I mean, I remember being between the ages of like 14 and 18, 14 and 17. We would literally walk around. We didn't have vlog cameras. Like I said, your phone didn't have the front facing camera. Or was it rear facing? Front facing? Front facing, yeah. We would walk around with like legit digital cameras. Like the little Polaroid cameras, the little Nikon cameras. I think it was one like, I want to say Fiji. I'm not sure. But we used to just walk around with these handheld just cameras and we would just take pictures everywhere. Back then, when I was growing up, the big thing for teens and, tweens and stuff to do was to go to the mall. Literally, we not going to the mall to shop. We may do shopping here or there, but you going to the mall to get numbers, as some people would say. You go to the mall, you get real fly, real cute. Go to the mall and literally just walk around. Like I said, we may go into a store to get a few things or something, but mostly it's to be seen. It was just like the place to kick it, the place to hang out. And we would go to the mall and stay there sometimes from the time they open to the time they close. We go get some food, take a little break from walking around, literally just walking in circles in the damn mall for hours, but it was the best time. You take a break and you go get some food at the food court. Maybe if there was a theater in there, you go to the movies. Sometimes the theaters will have like the little arcades. You go in like the little arcades and that was just that was the kickback. That was the hot spot. That was the hangout spot for us growing up. At least among my peers. When we was growing up, that was like the thing to do. So I'm just sitting here thinking, like, I came across a post, I believe it was on Twitter, and somebody was just saying how social media has evolved or gotten to the point where people like dead ass do not feel comfortable. They don't know what they look like on camera without a filter. They do not feel comfortable just taking a picture, taking a selfie with no filter, just taking the old school like mirror pictures that me and my peers used to take growing up. They can't just take a raw, just natural, unedited picture like that. Everything has to be filtered the fuck out. And it's so sad because it was so many people on there, mostly females that I saw being honest, like really just being cutthroat honest and saying they don't like how they look without a filter. They will never post a picture without a filter. A lot of them, that's why they don't like, maybe, I ain't gonna say going live. I don't know if you can filter yourself going live on Instagram or stuff like that. I don't know. But that's why a lot of them don't like, I guess, going to live events and getting recorded or something if it doesn't have a filter. Like, some people dead ass just do not like how they look. Like, their true, how they actually look, how their face, like, really does look. They don't like it without a filter, because the filter for some people, like admit it, they're a darker complexion and certain filters make them appear a little bit lighter and they feel like they look better lighter. Or, other people say, I love the filters that make me look more quote unquote exotic. Like, it gives me colored eyes. Or some people that have like, bad acne or something like that, it hides their acne, it hides their skin problems. And I just immediately went back to like when I was growing up and how we would dead ass just take pictures with our camera, take pictures in the mirrors. Then we started doing selfies where we would actually turn the camera. We would turn the front of the camera to our face, and we would just click. You would just click, or you would do a timer. And basically that's how we did our selfies. And we would have to actually go through the photos that we took like that. And we would just pick and choose which one we ain't like, but it was no actually seeing the picture as we're taking it. Like, we just had to flip the camera and hope we aiming it right at our face, hope it's at a good angle, and hope we could get a good picture from it. And I feel like that was the best time to grow up. That's when you really had no choice but to embrace your natural face, how your face actually looks with the flaws and all the blemishes. Of course, people still did filter their picture, but we were very, very limited on the type of filters that we had. It was mostly, like I said, black and white, or like the filters with the beige undertone, or you go and PicMonkey and you put all the little stickers and words all on your pictures. And like these kids today and the young adults today in the social media world, you really don't know how they look unless you see them in person. And like I said, a lot of them like keep their face slayed, they keep their face beat. So you really never know like what their natural face look like unless you just happen to catch them on a chill day, or catch them in the house, or catch them off guard. And it's sad that it's gotten like that, but I mean, one thing I will say about, like I said, the fact that you can make money from social media, whether it be you be what they call an influencer or a content creator, YouTuber, you can convert your following into customers. And, we would be on, like, Bebo. You have all these friends on Bebo. And people was just, I don't know, people felt like they was somebody if they had a whole bunch of friends on, like, Bebo and stuff like that. But now, the type of, it was like back then, I used to be, like, on Bebo. I used to be on Instagram when Instagram first came about. And I had, thousands of followers, hundreds to thousands of followers. And I really didn't think nothing of it because I didn't know it could, that follower count could potentially open the door for you to profitable opportunities, to sponsorships and brand deals, and like affiliate marketing and stuff like that. It's just crazy how people really are building wealth through Wi-Fi, like building wealth on Wi-Fi, building wealth through Wi-Fi, or they internet, as people would say, for a living. I've seen I've seen people in general buy houses, like they literally, this is their livelihood, posting videos on YouTube or making posts on Instagram or posts on Twitter. They get paid per post. And I'm not talking about $20-$30 here and there. I'm talking about they getting paid some thousands of dollars per post, to support or, to promote a business or a brand or a product or a service. And I love the hustle of today's youth. Like, they had issues or whatever, but one thing I will say, the generation behind me, I don't even know if I'm considered a millennium. A millennial, I don't know. I really don't. I think I am, but I'm not sure. But I'm talking about to the kids that were born in like 1998, 1999 and up. Definitely the millennium babies who were born in 2000 and up. They are definitely some little hustling kids. Like, they are starting their like entrepreneurship is like really big among them. A lot of them are starting businesses and they're making money. Some of them are actually retiring before they even started working yet. Like, they doing skincare lines. They're selling hair. They're selling like homemade products. They're selling lashes, beauty products and clothing. And some of them are even offering, some of them, like I said, they're social media influencers, they're content creators, they're YouTubers. They are they're just a hustling ass generation. And I love it. I love to see it. The kids growing up now, they are more so about, they'll work a 9 to 5, but at the end of the day, everybody's doing side gigs, everybody's doing side hustle. Social media is really like taking over, and I feel like it's become such a huge, it's like a part of like people's daily lives at this point. Some people, if they're not on Twitter, then they're on Instagram. If they're not on Instagram, they're on Snapchat. If they're not on Snapchat, they're on Facebook. If they're not on Facebook, they're on TikTok. If they're not on TikTok, baby, they on something. Everybody is on something, if not all of these social media platforms. And unfortunately, it's the way the world goes round. Sometimes the internet can be annoying, to say the least. Social media can be very irritating, to say the least, because while it's a way to make money, and it can be looked at as a business like opportunity, it also gives miserable people a platform to spread their misery. It gives hateful people a platform to spread their hate. Anybody can be whoever they want behind a computer screen, behind a keyboard. Sometimes there's no sense of reality. People are so deep into social media, it's like they do not even know how to function in real life. And one of the saddest things that I noticed about this new age of social media is people can't even go out and have fun anymore without having to have their phones out to go live on Instagram, to go live on Facebook, to post snaps on Snapchat, to tweet about every single thing that they're doing as it's happening. Nobody is really experiencing anything in the moment because they're too busy trying to tell everybody what's going on. They're too busy tweeting about it, posting about it, instead of just living it and experiencing it. And it sucks. It really does. And I'm thankful that I'm part of pretty much one of the last generations to really know what it's like to function without social media. Know what it was like to go to a party or go to an event or, just go in public and interact with people, like engage with people. You have no choice but to talk or interact or do something because you don't have a phone to hide behind. I didn't get my first phone until I was probably high school, I believe. I think I was a freshman. I had to be like 14 when I got my first cell phone. And even then, we still knew when to put our cell phones down. We knew when to put our phones down and enjoy whatever it is we were doing. It wasn't like our head and face and attention was always on the phone. Kids nowadays, you go into a party, I guarantee you, if people are not having their face in the phone, their phones are out and they're literally like taking selfies, or they're video recording everything that's happening. It's like you missing out on the moment because you're too busy trying to film it. I'm all for like wanting to capture things on video, but it's just like sometimes just put the phone away. I promise you'll have more fun. I promise you, the nights where you don't pick up your phone and film everything or post about everything that you're doing be the night that you have the most fun, because you're too busy enjoying yourself to want to post about it. It's not until you get back home or the next morning or whatever that you wake up and then you recap what you did. But nowadays everybody likes to just tweet, post, Snapchat in the moment. Nothing can ever be recapped. It has to be done live. And it's just like, oh my God, it don't have to be like that. But I know social media is only going to evolve more and more. And there are going to be new platforms as my children get older. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a new social media, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter. All of that might be a thing of the past. And they may be on to something else. Something that's way more, like, I ain't gonna say invasive, but just way more intense, I think, than what we have now. And that's another thing people tend to do on social media. They overshare. A lot of people, some things I personally just feel like, just regardless of what age you are, what times you grew up in, you should just know when to keep certain things to yourself, or certain things just don't need to be on the internet. Because once it's on the internet, it's there forever. You can probably delete it, but it's never really gone. Like, it's there. You don't know who could have screenshotted it, who could have, screen recorded it, who could have downloaded it, who could have saved it. It's always there. You don't know who's watching. There's billions, trillions, gazillion people on the internet. I see people that just share things that I'm just like, why do we need to know that? People that share things that are just very, very intimate and just a little too personal, in my opinion, to be broadcasted online. For instance, a family member is dying. People want to post pictures of them on their damn dying bed, like on their deathbed, posting pictures of them literally like tubes all in their mouth or whatever the case may be, and they'll take a picture like that. I don't know if it's just me, but when I'm going through something like that, when I'm dealing with something like that, when I'm in the moment of something like that, the last thing I'm thinking about is to pull my damn phone out and take a picture of this. Let me take a picture of them dying. Let me take a picture of me holding their hand while they're dying. And even if I did take a picture, I wouldn't take a picture of their face, but even if I did want to take a picture of me holding their hand, or just record me, I don't know, caressing their hand or something like that, that's something so intimate and so personal and so sacred. I'm keeping it to myself. That's not something that I would share with everybody else. But then again, everybody's level of privacy is different. Some people feel like, well, I'm an open book. I want to be as transparent as possible. Or some people just feel like, well, this is my page. I'm going to put on her whatever the hell I want to put on her. If you don't like it, it's buttons for that. And it definitely is. One thing I've never done is gotten upset over what somebody else choose to post on their social media accounts. Because at the end of the day, even though I may feel like, oh, why did you put that on there? I may think that to myself as I'm scrolling, I'm scrolling past it. I'm not bothered enough to really tell you what you shouldn't put on there. Because at the end of the day, that is your page. And if it is right, if I don't like it, I don't have to see it. Nobody's forcing me to remain your friend or your follower on this site. There is a way to remove you if I'm that bothered by whatever it is that you post. But you have people that'll then the craze of posting people dying. Something goes down, or you posting a shooting, or like I said, or just posting dead bodies, or posting a crime scene and the deceased is there, and people just have no damn regards for anything. It's like everything has to be shown. Everything has to be posted, and that's not true. Or you have some people that just share moments about, like, just personal moments about, like, their children, for instance. Like, people post pictures of their kids on the toilet. Like, oh, they peed for the first time on the potty. That's cute or whatever. That's good, but The world doesn't need to see that. You don't know who's watching. You don't know who could possibly be, becoming stimulated or enticed by this picture. And even though, all of us people who have common sense and are sane and not sick individuals, we don't look at a child on the potty and think of anything other than that's just a baby using the bathroom for the first time. There's some weirdos out there, some sickos out there. I think about all of that. And stuff like that just does not need to be shared. Like, why? Or the people that have to tell you their every move on their pages. Like, they literally wake up and the first thing that they do is tell their timeline good morning. Like, that's a mental illness. Like, what are you doing? Tell your family. You ain't even told your person you're laying with good morning yet. You probably ain't even kissed your kids or nothing yet. You waking up, first thing you do when you roll over, morning breath, crust in your eyes, everything is to let me get on Twitter, let me get on Facebook, let me get on Snapchat, let me get on Instagram, and let me tell my followers good morning. That's a level of investment I wish to not ever be at when it comes to social media. But people do it. People, they literally give you their step by step, getting ready to go eat breakfast, cooking me breakfast, getting ready to sit down and eat breakfast, thinking about going to the mall today, on my way to the mall, at the mall, can't find anything at the mall, getting ready to go home, going to make a quick stop at the gas station, filling up my gas tank. It's like, oh my God. Like, why are we literally walking through your day with you? Why are you giving us a play-by-play of your every move? But once again, people like to share. Some people like to overshare. They don't know when to keep things to themselves. But at the same time, that's their page. They can do what they want to do. I really just hope that as social media involves people, at this point, they need to start having motherfucking classes about social media at this point. Because clearly that's going to be a part of people's lives in one way or another. And the way everybody is converting everything online and converting everything to social media, it's almost impossible. Even though it's definitely possible. People definitely do it because I've done it for years, where it's almost impossible to not have at least one of those social media accounts because of the way the world is now. I mean, you getting live action. Like, it's becoming like your daily news. That's where you go to get the most like live breaking news, the most like coverage and everything. But I don't know. I can't hope things go back to how they used to be, because they won't. I mean, things are always changing, evolving, growing and evolving. But I really hope this craze of social media just begins to praise more natural, raw, unedited pictures and footage of people, and people learn how to, put a cap on the things that they share, and people learn how to use it responsibly. And I hope that it does not have to become a way of life, but it seems like that's what it's converting to. And I don't know. All I know is I feel like I grew up in the perfect era between social media just hitting the scene and emerging before it's like it is today. And when how these new kids got these, new school kids got introduced to social media, and how my children, when they get old enough, get introduced to social media, will be a completely different world. And I can only hope and pray people start using it more responsibly.